Hello viewers, welcome to the lecture series of SSC Quantitative Aptitude. This is your tutor Keshav Agarwal and this is lecture on ratio and proportion. So in this lecture, we are going to solve 20 questions on ratio and proportion. So let us begin with the first question. A boy and a girl playing with pencil. The girl breaks the pencil in two parts and the boy observes that the ratio of the length of these two parts is the same as the ratio of length of pencil to the larger part. Find the ratio in which the girl breaks the pencil. So, let the length of the pencil be L and the two parts have the same length x and L minus x with x less than L minus x. So the ratio of length is the same as the ratio of total length to the larger part. So x upon L minus x is going to be equal to L upon L minus x. So x square is equal to L times of L minus x. And if you simplify this, you will get x square plus xl minus L square. So using the quadratic formula to obtain the roots of this quadratic equation, you will get x equal to minus L plus minus L times of root 5 upon 2. So we use the positive roots here, that is x L times of root 5 minus L 1 upon 2. So the ratio of two parts will be x upon L minus x equal to root 5 minus 1 upon root 5 plus 1. So the correct option here will be root 5 minus 1 is to 2. So the option A is correct. In a zoo, there are rabbits and pigeons. If heads are counted, there are 340 heads, and if legs are counted, there are 1060 legs. How many pigeons are there? So let there are all the pigeons, then total heads are 340 and total legs are 680. Now, since 380 times of 1060 minus 680 legs are extra, it means there will be 190 times of 380 upon 2 rabbits. And the rabbit has 2 extra legs in compare of pigeon. So the number of pigeon is going to be 190. And the number of rabbits is going to be 190. And the number of pigeons is going to be 340 minus 190, that is 150. So the option correct here is option B. Now, question number 3. An engine can move at speed of 20 upon 3 meter per second without any wagon attached. Reduction in the speed of the train is directly proportional to the square root of number of wagons attached. When there are only 4 engines attached, its speed is 50 upon 9 meter per second. The greatest number of wagons with which engine can move is. So let W equal to 0 and S is equal to 20 upon 3 meter per second. So W equal to 4, S equal to 50 upon 9 meter per second. So the change in S, delta S, is 20 upon 3 minus 50 upon 9, that is 10 upon 9. So delta S is directly proportional to root W, that is delta S is equal to K under root W. So 10 upon 9 is equal to K under root W, W is equal to 4, we will get K equal to 5 upon 9. So 20 upon 3 is equal to 5 upon 9 root W. So root W is 12, so W will be 144. And for the speeds, for 0 speed, delta S is equal to 20 upon 3. So W is equal to 144 and S equal to 0. And for the moving 143 wagons can be attached. Correct option here will be option B. A man can type 20 lines in 10 minutes, but he leaves 8% margin on each line. And how much time he will type 23 pages with 40 lines on each page, which leaves 25% more margin than the before. So total typing work is equal to 23 times of 40 times of 90%. So the 1 minute typing will be 20 upon 10 into 92%, that is 2 into 92%. So the total time will be equal to 23 times of 40 times of 90% upon 2 times of 92%. So it is equal to 450 minutes. That is 7 hours 50 minutes. So the correct options here will be option D. Two candles with the same length light up at same time. First candle end in 8 hours and the second end in 6 hours. Rate of burning is different for both the candles. After start of burning, after how much time? The ratio of their length will be 2:1. So given two candles of the same height are lighted at the same time. So the first is consumed in 8 hours and the second is consumed in 6 hours. So let the length of the first candle consumed in 1 hour be 8 meters and let the length of the second candle consumed in 1 hour be 6 meters. So let us assume both the candles have consumed in let us assume both the candle was consumed in X hours. So let us consider the height of each candle as 8 into 6, that is 48 meters. So now, since it is twice, we can write the equation as 48 minus 8x, that is equal to twice of 48 minus 6x. So when you simplify this, you will get x equal to 12 hours. So the correct option here will be option B. In a school, 4/9 of the number of students are girls and the rest are boys. And 3/5 of the number of boys are below 12 years of age. And 5/12 of number of girls are 12 years of above 12 years of age. If the number of students below 12 years of age is 480, then 5/18 of total number of students in the school will be equal to. So take the LCM of denominator values, that is 9, 5, 12, 18, that is equal to 180. Let the total number of students be 3 into 180, that is 540. And number of girls is equal to 540 into 4/9, that is 240. So the number of boys will be 540 minus 240, that is equal to 300. So number of boys below 12 years will be 300 into 3/5, that is 180. So number of girls below 12 years will be 240 times of 7/12 equal to 140. So according to the question, 180 plus 140 unit is equal to 480. That means 1 unit is going to be 3/2. So 540 unit is going to be 3/2 into 540, that is 810 unit 10. So the total student is 810. So 5/18 of total students is equal to 810 into 5/18 equal to 225. So the correct option here is option C. A person ordered 4 shirts of brand A and some shirts of brand B. The price of one shirt of brand A was twice that of brand B. When the order was executed, it was found that the numbers of two brands has been interchanged. This increased the bill by 40%. The ratio of number of brand A shirt to that of brand B shirt in the original order was. Let the number of shirts of brand B be X, and let the cost of shirt of brand B be ₹1. Therefore, the original cost is equal to 4 times of 2 plus X, that is 8 plus X rupees. And in case 2, 4 plus 2x is equal to 8 plus x times of 140 upon 100. That means 8 plus x times of 7 upon 5. So this implies that 20 plus 10x equal to 56 plus 7x, and when you simplify this, you get x equal to 12. So the required ratio will be 4:12, and which when simplified further will get 1:3. So the option correct here is option B. Question number 8. From each of the two given unequal numbers, half of the smaller number is subtracted. Then of the resulting numbers, the larger one is 5 times of the smaller one. Then the ratio of larger to smaller one is. So let two numbers be x and y. So x less than y. So 5 times of x minus x upon 2 is equal to 5y minus x upon 2. 5 times of x upon 2 is equal to y minus x upon 2. So that means 5x upon 2 is plus x upon 2 is equal to y. So 3x equal to y. So x is to y are in ratio of 1 is to 3. So therefore the ratio of larger to smaller number y is to x is 3 is to 1. So the option correct here is option C. Question number 9. A sum of rupees 1,50,000 is distributed among three persons A, B, C, so that they receive 20%, 30% and 50% respectively. A received the same amount from another sum of money which is distributed among them so that they receive 50%, 30% and 20% respectively. Find the total amount received from both the sum of money by B. So let us have a look over the solution. As given in the question, 1,50,000 is distributed among A, B, C. They received 20%, 30% and 50% respectively. So the amount received by A will be 20 upon 100 into 1,50,000. That is 30,000. And amount received by B will be 30 upon 100 into 1,50,000. That is 45,000 rupees. So amount received by C will be 50 upon 100 into 1,50,000. That is 75,000 rupees. So A receives the same amount from the another sum which is 50% of the total amount. That is rupees 30,000 is 50% of the another amount sum. So the second amount is rupees 60,000. So also B receives 30% of the second amount. So he gets 18,000. Therefore the total amount received by B will be 45,000 plus 18,000, that is 63,000 rupees. So the option correct here is option C. Now, question number 10. P, Q and R together have 180 candies among them. P gives Q and R each as many candies as they already have. After this, R gives Q half as many candies as Q already have. And R also gives P twice as many candies as P already has. Now, each of them has the same number of candies with them. What is the ratio of respective number of candies P and Q R had initially? Given P, Q, R together have 180 candies. So P, Q and R each has as many candies as they already have. So R gives Q half as many candies as Q already has. And R also gives twice as many candies as P already has. So at last, each of them has the same number of candies with them. So let the number of candies P, Q and R have P, Q, R respectively. So according to the question, candies left with Q will be small q plus small q, that is 2Q. Candies left with the R will be 2R. Candies left with P will be P minus Q minus R. So R gives Q half as many candies as Q already has. So candies left with the Q will be 3Q. The candies left with the R will be 2R minus Q. So R also gives twice as many candies as P already has. So the candies left with P will be thrice of P minus Q minus R. And candies left with R is equal to 4R plus Q minus 2P. At last, each of them has the same number of candies with them. So the number of candies left with P is equal to number of candies left with Q. So 3 times of P minus Q minus R will be 3Q. So that means we have number of candies left with R equal to number of candies left with Q. So which is 4R minus 2P equal to 2Q, which is equation 2. And equating 1 and 2, you will get 3P equal to 5R, that is 5 is to 3. So the ratio of respective number of candies P and R has initially was 5:3, that is option D. So the ratio of number of hens to the number of goats on the farm A is 5:3 and that on farm B is 5:7. What could be the ratio of total number of hens to the total number of goats in farm A and B taken together? So the ratio of number of hens to the number of goats on farm A is 5:3 and that of farm B is 5:7. So let there be 24 pets in the both farms A and B. So the number of hens will be 15 and number of goats will be 9. In the farm B, number of hens will be 5 upon 5 plus 7 into 24, that is 10, and number of goats will be 14. Now the goats, the ratio of total number of hens to the total number of goats in the farm A and B taken together will be 15 plus 10 is to 9 plus 14, that is 23 is to 20, 25 is to 23, that is option D. Question number 12. The salaries of two friends are in the ratio 3:4. If the difference in their salaries is 3,000, then find the sum of their salaries. So the salaries of two friends are given to be in the ratio 3:4 and the difference is 3,000. So let the salary of two friends be 3x and 4x. So according to the question, their difference is 3,000. That means x is equal to 3,000. So the salary will be 12,000 and 9,000. So their sum of salary will be 21,000. So the option correct here is option A. So now in question number 13, if P upon 3 equal to Q upon 5 equal to R upon 2, then what is the value of P plus 2Q plus 3R is to P plus Q plus R? So here P upon 3 equal to Q upon 5 and P upon Q will be 3:5. Again, P upon 3 equal to R upon 2, that means P is to R will be 3:2. So again, Q upon 5 equal to R upon 2. So Q is to R will be 5 upon 5:2. Therefore, P is to Q is to R will be 3:5:2. So now, P plus 2Q plus 3R is to P plus Q plus R will be 3 plus 10 plus 6 is to 3 plus 5 plus 2. That is 19:10. So option B is correct. Question number 14. If P is to Q is equal to 4:5 and P is to R is equal to 2:3, then what is 3P is to 4Q plus 5R? So let us first, given that P is to Q and P is to R, and P is to Q is 4:5 and P is to R when changed will be 4:6 when we multiplied by 2. So let P equal to 4K, Q equal to 5K and R equal to 6K, where K is constant. And now 3P is to 4Q plus 5R will be 3 into 4K, 4 into 5K, 5 into 6K, that is 12:20:30. So this is equal to 6:10:15. So the correct option here is option A. Moving to question number 15. If K square is to M as M is to 16, then what is the value of K square plus 2M square is to K square plus M square? So here, if A is to B as C is to D, then A into C is equal to B into A into D. So according to the concept, M square will be equal to K square into 16 and M square equal to K square, M square equal to K square into 16 is the first equation. And now we want to find K square plus 2M square is to K square plus M square. So K square plus 32 K square is to K square plus 16 K square. Using the 1, we will have 13:17. So the correct option here is option B. Moving to question number 16. S is the 20% more than T and T is 10% less than U. So what is the ratio of S to U? So S is 20% more than T and T is 10% less than U. So according to the question, S is equal to T into 120% and T is equal to U into 90%. So S will be U into 90% times of 120%. So S into 100 into 100 will be equal to U into 90 into 120. And when you simplify this, you will have S upon U equal to 27 upon 25. So the ratio of S to U will be 27 is to 25. So the option A is correct. Question number 17. What number must be subtracted from each of the number 55, 23, 43 and 19 so that the new values are in proportion? Let x be subtracted from each of these numbers and the number would be in proportion. So according to the question, 55x upon 23 minus x is equal to 49x minus x upon 19 minus x. So when you use the componendo and dividendo, so you will have 78 minus 2x upon 32 equal to 62 minus 2x upon 24. And when you simplify this, you will get x equal to 7. So the required answer is 7, which is option C. In a municipal election, 3 candidates, Santosh, Ravi and Vipin, contested and valid votes they got were in the ratio 11:4:9. If the winner defeated nearest rival by 8,350 votes, then how many valid votes were polled in that election? So in a municipal election, 3 candidates were contested, so their ratio is given. So let the votes received by Santosh, Ravi and Vipin be 11A, 4A and 9A respectively. So according to the question, 11A minus 9A is 8,350. So this information is given in the question. So that means A is equal to 4,175. Now total number of votes will be 11 plus 4 plus 9 into 4,175, that is 10,200,000. So the required answer is D. So the 1,200,000 is the final answer. If 162 is to x as x is to 338, find the positive value of x. So here concept used is A is to B as C is to D, then B into C is equal to A into D. So according to the concept, x square is equal to 162 into 338. So when you simplify this into break into parts, then x will be equal to 9 into 2 into 13. Okay, because there are 2 pairs of 9, 2 pairs of 13 and 2 pairs of 2. So it becomes easier to solve and we receive value of x faster. So x is equal to 234. So the option correct here is option C. So in this question number 20, in a housing society, the ratio of 20-wheelers to 4-wheelers is 11:9. Among the 4-wheelers, 1/4 are petrol vehicles and the remaining are 81 are diesel vehicles. How many 2-wheelers are there in the housing society? So solution, in a housing society, the ratio of 2-wheelers to 4-wheelers is 11:9. And let the total 2-wheelers are 4-wheelers be 11x and 9x. So according to the question, 9x minus 9x into 1 upon 4 is equal to 81. This is given in the question. And when you simplify this, you get x equal to 12. So the total 2-wheelers will be 11 into 12, that is 132. So the required answer will be 132. So the option C is correct. So that was all for this lecture, and I suggest you to solve and try all these questions by your own, and I'll see you in the next lecture with a couple more questions on ratio and proportion. Thank you.